Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to something different. In fact, I've brought the webcam out for this one. So I've been getting a few interesting questions in the comments, and you saw the video yesterday about the 7 games under 400, and a few more people have asked me a few questions. So today I wanted to answer one of those, and I have let me show you the question first. So one of my long-term viewers, subscribers, had this question on the video yesterday. So basically they're asking me if I can make a video on the state of physical PC games with a comparison against digital ones. Are they worth collecting in any way, and also your own collection if possible. Now regarding my own collection, I don't have a lot of physical PC games. Mostly I collect physical PlayStation 3 games. So here is what I have currently. You see all of this is PS3. This is the only PC stuff I have. So I've got Anno 1602. This disc I bought back in 2003 from eBay in the UK. And let me see if I still have some stuff in here. So yeah, so just your normal jewel case with the manual here and the disc here. Now I haven't even tested to see if the disc works because I'm pretty sure it doesn't work at this point, because that is one of the main problems with physical media. The discs stop working after a while. Even if you take care of them, they still tend to struggle. Now, with this game, the benefit is I can still get it on GOG as well as Uplay. So you can see here, I bought this old version, the original version. So the disc version and this version here on Uplay is the same thing. And this one I bought like 5 years ago or something on GOG. This was my, no, not this one, sorry. On GOG I bought it. This one was free from Uplay a couple of years ago. I think it was the 20th anniversary of Anno or something. 2019, maybe 2020, I can't remember. But they did give it away free, and I made a video for it as well. So most of you should have it. And then a few months ago, I bought this version, the anniversary version, the historical edition, I mean. So what they've done in this one is they've kept the original game. They have updated it to work with modern Windows, widescreen support, things like that. So this is like the best version of the game. The point with this is this version has a lot of nostalgia for me. I have memories. I remember buying this. This was literally the first game I bought online when I had a job. I had played demos from like game discs from magazines, you know, when you get those demos of games many years ago. And I wanted to get the original game. Back in those days, getting the original was not easy. You got demos, you played them, and you wished you could get hold of demos. Especially here in India, you couldn't get it. So when I was in the UK, I looked it up, and I think I paid like £2 or something for it. So that is one benefit of digital games, that you can preserve them longer if they are updated and taken care of. They work longer. Now, on the other hand, there are some games that get lost because they never get ported to PC. So let me see if I have any more examples to show you. I've put a few discs here, both PC and PS3 games. So this one here, this is Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. So Splinter Cell, in fact, we are on the Ubisoft store. Let me show you all the Splinter Cell games. There are 6 Splinter Cell games. Come on, Uplay. Open. I don't know if there's something wrong with Uplay today. All right, let me see if we can find all the Splinter Cell games. Splinter Cell. So here we have Splinter Cell Double Agents, Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, Blacklist, Conviction, original Splinter Cell, and this is a DLC. So you see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games here. There were actually 6 games. This was the 6th one. And this is not available digitally because Ubisoft never ported it to PC. Because I think there were some issues with how the software worked. They never made a PC version for this. So if you're looking to get the complete version of all these games, you have no choice but to. And I was lucky enough to find one copy on Amazon India, and I ordered it. This was like 200 rupees or something. And I'm very lucky. I haven't even opened it yet. But yeah, that's the point. Some games get lost because you can't get hold of them. Now, of course, there are abandonware sites where you can get most of the games, thankfully, at least PC games. But that may not be the case for PlayStation games or things like that. There are some benefits, obviously, of the physical versions, mostly regarding nostalgia, the memories you hold. Now, for example, this one here, Hitman 2, Silent Assassin. This one has a lot of memories for me because, again, back in late 2003, sorry, I finally had a proper job. I had some money. Broadband internet has started, so I had just bought a new PC, bought like an internet connection, like very expensive one, I remember. And I wanted to play a game. So one day coming back from work, I was reading the Guardian newspaper on the train, and this game was like the new game that had come out, and this one had very high reviews, like 9.1 in the Guardian newspaper. So I had this in the back of my mind. I thought, okay, I'll buy this soon. And then when I got the PC, I went looking for this game. There was a store near where I lived called Game in the UK. And I went in and I bought this used copy of the game. So this was £11. This was a brand new game, like less than a year old or something at the time. So I paid £11 for this. And I still have it. So this one obviously holds a lot more memories. The digital game doesn't give you that same nostalgia, same memory. So you have the game manual here. I'm sure if you have played this game, the music is starting to play in your head right now. So that's how much memories these things have. You have like full manuals of all the enemies you encounter, things like that, and you have the disc. Then I bought the game after this one as well, Contracts. And for Contracts, I had to buy a new graphics card. I have it here as well, but I didn't bring it from my desk. So yeah, so that is the benefit of physical stuff. You have all the memories and the happy memories and stuff like that. The downside with physical is, of course, the storage and the if you are someone like me who constantly moves. Now I'm 41 years old, and right now this is the seventh permanent city I'm living in. That's how bad things are for me. Like I constantly keep moving. I have not lived in the same house for more than 6 years. Like somehow things have happened where I kept moving. I've lived in three different countries, and like I mentioned, this is now the seventh permanent city, not the seventh city I've lived in. So if you're moving constantly, things get lost, things get damaged, moving costs are a headache. So this is where digital has the benefit. And yeah, I've lost quite a few things over the years because of all the moves I've made. Then, of course, transporting and storage. Another downside is with physical stuff, the disks deteriorate, as I mentioned. So not the other day, but like a couple of months ago, if you remember, I made a video, like I didn't make a video, I made like a post on Twitter or something, where I mentioned I went to like a game store here and picked up a few games. And yeah, that was because I do enjoy going and picking up physical stuff. I came back, I had upgraded the SSD on my PlayStation 3, and I was going through all my games, making sure they're like working and stuff. And this one here, Resistance Rise of Man, Fall of Man, sorry, this one wasn't working. And this was pissing me off because I really wanted to play this game. I bought this when I was moving back to India. I bought a bunch of games. So this is technically backlog. I haven't played this. I've heard great things about this one. I have the full set. Yeah, part 2 and part 3 were booting up. Part 1 wasn't. So now I have to look for a replacement for this. Luckily, I can see replacements on Amazon, and that store I remember also had this one. So shouldn't cost me too much, but this is not on PC. Never got ported. I don't think there's a PlayStation 4 or 5 version either. And now I have to go hunting for this original disc to get it. This is where emulation will come in handy. So PS3 emulation has improved quite a bit, but I don't know how good it is right now. So you can see here, I bought and paid for this game. It's not working. And even though I want to buy another one, it's not that easy. At the moment, it is for this particular game, but there are other games where you won't be able to do that. So that is another downside of the physical disc. One more thing, as I was updating the PS3, that I realized was I have like 50, 60 games on PlayStation 3, and I was slowly like checking each disc and updating, and a lot of them needed updates. So that is another problem that I don't like with physical stuff, is even though you have the disc, you have the game on the disc, it still needs updates. So if you buy anything like say a launch title for a physical game, whether it's for PC or PlayStation or whatever, you still need to update it. And a lot of games, as you know, are online, even single player games, you need to be online. So that is also annoying because I suppose one way you can get around this is get the Game of the Year version that comes out a couple of years later or something. That should probably have all the updates. So of all the games I was updating, I think there were only one or two games that did not need updates. So yeah, that is another annoying thing. So you have these discs, you take care of them. When I was coming back to India, I had this full box of PlayStation stuff, PS3 games, and um, what else did I have? Like the PlayStation controllers. I had this big box, and the customs charged me an arm and a leg for that. Even though I told them this was my own personal stuff and I was bringing it back with me. Indian customs, they pretty much charged me as much as they wanted, like, oh, 200 per disc, blah, blah, blah. I ended up paying thousands, like 30,000 or something, just for the whole thing, like PlayStation, 50, 60 discs. And so, yeah, so that is another problem with transporting stuff. Now, of course, if you have a Steam collection, I have like 900 games on Steam. I don't need to have any of that hassle. So that is another problem with physical stuff. Again, this only applies to people who move like me. If you are living in one house and you're moving, I guess, internally, then it's not really a big issue. Now, of course, I want to balance the pros and cons. So another pro with physical stuff is basically it's a more of an event when you sit down, start your console on your TV, put in the disc, look at the disc, open up, you get some nice materials with certain discs. So for example, with this GTA 4 game I have here, complete version, I think. Well, complete for this 4, not the extra stuff. You get a full-size map of Liberty City. I don't know if I can show you most of it. I'll just show you a bit of it here. So you have like the map of Liberty City, like the uh, neighborhoods. All the controls are here as well. You have like a booklet which says guidebook, your guide to places, entertainment, bars. So you can take us and Roman wherever you want on a date, I guess. So these are things like that make it more special to play on console, obviously, or like physical stuff at least. Another benefit of console games, especially slightly older games, is they're very cheap. At least if you are in the US or UK or something like that, where gaming is a bigger culture. So back in 2015, 2015 is when I got the PS3 and I started collecting games for it. Um, Red Dead Redemption, the first game, one of the best games ever made. I paid £1 20 pence for this on eBay. Still works, everything's fine. It's got all the stuff inside as well. I think it does. And then also the Undead Nightmare. And I think even with postage, this was like £2 or something. You also have things where if it's very cheap, like I mentioned, the disc not working, you can buy another one. I had this Uncharted 3 game. I bought the bundle of all three Uncharted games and I paid like £6 or £7. And the third game wasn't working. It was kind of working like when you put the disc in and you get into the first bar fight, it just froze there. So I tried it a few times, did work. I ordered another one for like £3, £4, and yeah, I still have both of them. They're still working. So yeah, so long answer, I know, with this video, but just wanted to share some pros and cons. So both have their benefits, I guess. You get more nostalgia, more enjoyment, I guess. On PC, there's the other thing. Okay, this is something controversial. I don't know if you may agree or not. I noticed that when you sit down and play games on console or at least on TV or something, it's more enjoyable. You enjoy the games more. Like you are less distracted, if that makes sense. On PC, someone like me, I have the PC, I'm playing the game, second monitor, something else is running. I have a chat open, I have a browser tab open, I'm listening to something. It's more distracting. You don't focus and enjoy the games as much. And of course, like I said, buying a physical disc is more of an event, more of an occasion. So right now, what I'm doing is, I would say most of my games are on PC, on digital, I guess. And I buy games, physical ones, on PlayStation 3, and I only buy the stuff that is really special, really memorable, or is exclusive and is hard to get a PC version or a digital version. So that is easier. Also with PlayStation and even on Xbox, I mean the console side of things, you don't have great sales. On PC, we can get free games every week from Epic. We get free games from GOG. Steam has games for like ridiculous prices, like with regional pricing. We still have games that are very cheap, under 100, very easily. So we end up hoarding games and not playing them. With physical and with PlayStation or with consoles, you tend to pick and choose. You take your time, you pick a few games that you want, and then you play them because you feel like more connected somehow. Again, that is just me, but obviously it is very easy to hoard up a lot of those games and not play them. It is possible. So anyway, just wanted to chat about this physical versus digital. I think both have their places. If you're someone like me, or if you're a minimalist, you travel a lot, then I guess digital makes more sense. If you are really passionate, if you enjoy the games, if you like the experience of sitting down on the sofa with your controller, having a physical disc, reading the manual or the collectibles, then yes, physical makes more sense. But like I said, they both have problems. Physical, I think it makes more sense to wait for the Game of the Year edition, physical disc, steelbook, whatever, and then get that. And especially for a game that you really like. So chances are you may have already played it digitally and then get it physical if you really end up loving it. That tends to make more sense to me, but again, up to you. But yeah, overall, I think 90% digital, 10% physical. Physical is like more collectible, more rare stuff, and digital is just casual, more regular stuff. You play a little bit, you don't care. You get free games from Epic, you try it out, stuff like that. So anyway, hopefully this was interesting to watch at least. And let me know what you think. And I'll try and make more of these videos where people have certain questions or comments because I find it interesting and people have different ideas and thoughts about these things as well. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on physical and digital. Thank you for watching and see you next time.